business fucking with you. Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper. Alright, this does not feel like it's level. But I also have no confidence that my bookshelves are level. Hi friends, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going through my TBR cart and hopefully picking out something for me to read. Today's drink is Kiwi Guava Celsius. Gosh, my back kills. Oh, I was really far away from the mic for that whole intro. Hola. My dad's a chiropractor, and he had to do my back and my jaw and my neck today because I messed everything up. And I swear it's like all of my ribs popped back into place and now they're sore. This morning I finished the first Crescent City book, House of Earth and Blood. And after weeping for a while, I need a break. Luckily, the cliffhanger, it's not really a cliffhanger, in my opinion. So I need a different book to read right now. So we're going to go through my TBR cart because I feel that I have not, como se dice, I don't remember anything on my TBR and I keep just reading new things. So we're going to go through this. Okay, these are all my, whoa, that's the leg of my tripod. This is my physical TBR. I also have some books we're going to go through on my Kindle that I need to read. But let's see what I've got here. So, I have Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've had this so long that it is now in paperback, and I still have the hardcover. This book is about a tennis player who 6 years after her retirement, somebody else beats her record, and so she goes back into it at 37 to try and get her record back. It looks really, really good. I just haven't, like, picked it up for whatever reason. Ew. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I need back treatments. Okay. It looks really good. A lot of people that I listen to reviews on give it 5 stars, so I need to put that higher up on my list for sure. Whoa, I'm talking right into the mic now. Okay, let's go over here. I started this book, and I was 63 pages in before I gave up. It's called She's Gone, The Perfect Couple is the Perfect Lie. It's about a 17-year-old boy named Hunter who wakes up in the hospital, so that him and his girlfriend were in a terrible car accident. He has no memory of what happened. Her blood is everywhere, and she's gone. And then his former best friend starts to make a true crime documentary about it, basically saying that it was his fault. I got a little bit into it, but it just was boring, and so I put it down. But, I mean, it still looks good. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This is the one where the guest is waking up in a different body every day of people who were there at a party where Evelyn Castle was murdered, and he keeps reliving the day until he figures out what happened. So that's very intriguing. I don't know if I can handle, like, I feel like I need something kind of, like, really lighthearted right now after that. This is probably the front runner for what I'm going to read next. It's With Love from Cold World by Alicia Thompson. It's about 2 people who work at a winter Christmas themed theme park in Orlando, and they are assigned to come up with some sort of advertisement, like marketing scheme to bring more guests. Next we have this little book by Holly James called Nothing But the Truth. It's just a quick little book about how a publicist on her 30th birthday, she's having a really bad 30th birthday and she makes a wish over her cocktail for a perfect day, and somehow the powers that be misconstrue it as she can only tell the truth. And we gotta see how that turns out. That one's cute. That could be a quick little read. Next, I need to read Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. This one is about the childhood frenemies, and she comes back to their hometown and he kind of businesses up with her to redesign an old house because she is a interior designer. It looks really good. Heard good reviews. I love Lauren Asher books, so I should read this too. Sticker. Then, okay, this is from my Colleen Hoover era. I still like a lot of her books. I still think they're good for what they are. But I just grabbed this one because I own almost all of her books. And I saw this and I was like, oh, I don't own that one. It's got a really pretty cover. Let me grab it. Unfortunately, it is about somebody who does slam poetry. And that's an ick. That's a real bad ick, especially just, I don't, all respect to this woman, I don't feel like she can write good slam poetry. She meets her new neighbor. Wait. Oh, she's 18. Okay, so it's legal. I got scared. 21-year-old handsome neighbor. Mere presence leaves her flustered, and whose passion for poetry slams thrills her. Only through the poetry they share are they able to speak to the truth of their hearts and imagine a future where love is cause for celebration, not regret. Moving on. Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. This is about two women who are like starting over their lives, and they meet each other through happenstance and they become friends, and their teenage kids start dating, and then the girl goes missing. The girl is dead, and the teenage boy is being questioned by the police. And then there's not really much information after that other than learning about their past and things that have been hidden from them. Riveting novel of suspense, unforgettable love story, moving and powerful exploration of secrets we keep and the risks we take in order to become ourselves. So this looks like a good one as well. Might be too heavy for me at this moment. So this one is Homewreckers by Mary Kay Andrews. I got this at like a used bookstore in Georgia, or maybe it was Key Island. I got it at a used bookstore. Now I'm really bugged that I can't remember where this was. Tybee? Anyways, it doesn't really matter that much. The dust jacket's long gone. But from what I remember, it's kind of like a romance mystery where these people are redoing a home, so they're wrecking the home wreckers, and then they discover things from like an old like love life of somebody. Oh my god. It Happened One Fight by Maureen Lee Lenker. It's about an actress who people only seem to care about her when she stars alongside Dash Howard, but she's sick of him, and he's always trying to get a rise out of her. And one of their on-set pranks goes wrong, and they end up legally married. And so she agrees to do one last production with him when they move to Reno, where divorce is legal after 6-week residency. And they fall in love, I assume. Sorry, my back hurts. It's really ruining my mood right now. Really harshing my vibe. Then we have The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I'm not going to be reading this because I'm going to make this a full video of me trying to solve the murder in here. So we're just going to move right on past that. Fairy Tale by Stephen King. This is about a young boy who befriends his elderly neighbor and his elderly neighbor's dog, and then the man dies and leaves behind notes that guide him to a portal to another world in the guy's basement. Then I have The Rising Storm by Kevin Scott, Star Wars High Republic, but I'm pretty sure I have to read like 2 books before this. So, I don't know about that. Then we have the first book in the Unwanted series. It says The Hunger Games meets Harry Potter. That sounds good. My little sister left me this whole series. Being creative is a death sentence. Dang. Okay, then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts that I really want to read too, but I feel like the fantasy just needs I need a break. But it's about a world in where there are elites and ordinary people, and ordinary people are looked down upon, and so a girl is pretending that she has a power, but then she gets into like Hunger Games style thing, I believe, with all the other elites, and she starts like falling in love with the prince, but she's keeping a secret. Oh, this is another DNF'd book, actually. This is Every Last Word. If you could read my mind, you wouldn't be smiling. I got this book, and it was just it was too dark for me to handle at the time, to be honest. And I don't know when I'm going to pick it back up again, but it will not be now. Then we have one that I'm not going to read. Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I will read this book, but look at this. And look at this. Those are the tiniest words I've ever seen in my entire life. I do want to read this series, but I am going to have to get a bigger copy. Then we have The Editor by Stephen Rowley, about a man who wants to sell his novel to an editor, and is this Jackie Kennedy? Okay, he finally sells his novel to an editor, none other than Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Jackie, or Mrs. Onassis, as she's known in the office, has fallen in love with James' candidly autobiographical novel, one that exposes his own dysfunctional family. And then they build up a friendship, but then she starts to seem suspicious, and she might have motivations larger than publishing a book. I mean, it looks like Jackie Kennedy. Okay, this is probably a no-go as well. Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. Juliet's touch is fatal. After a lifetime without freedom, she finally discovered the strength to fight back for the very first time. This is the beginning of a really long series that I do want to read, but the stamina and cost of that right now is not in my soul. Another DNF is Agatha Christie's The Labors of Hercules. I guess you would pronounce that Hercule. So this is our famous detective, Hercule Poirot. I don't know. The one that's played by Lockhart in the train movie, Murder on the Orient Express, which I also haven't seen. But I was trying to get into Agatha Christie, and I love Greek mythology, but it turns out that this is a bunch of novellas. I don't even know where I left off. I don't think that I even marked it, but I kind of got tired of it because it was a bunch of little stories. So I need to finish that or buy another book by her. Then we have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I will be reading this book. I actually gifted it to my sister, and then she left it behind so that I could read it when she moved to college. But she said it destroyed her heart. And again, my heart was already destroyed today. Speaking of which, we have Crescent City 2, House of Sky and Breath, which I will not be reading next because I'm afraid of it. And I'm too emotionally attached. Also, as I stare at these covers, is that supposed to be Hunt? Well, I mean, I guess he's not actually blue, so obviously it's not realistic. It kind of looks like AI. Like, around, like, look at, like, their hands. It kind of looks like AI. But, oh my gosh, so this is Bryce and this is Hunt. I can't even, oh my gosh, I can't actually even look at their faces right now. I was, like, not invested in this book for, like, at least half of it, and then at the end I was weeping, weeping, weeping. Last physical book we have is You with a View by Jessica Joyce. It's about a girl whose grandma dies, and she's going through her stuff, and she finds, like, love letters that she had with somebody from her past, and she makes a TikTok about it, kind of like putting it out into the world, like trying to find the guy, and it's the grandpa of her high school nemesis. And so she meets the grandpa, and she decides she's going to go on their honeymoon road trip, and then the grandpa wants to come and, like, relive everything, and he wants Theo to come as well. And so they all go on this road trip, celebrating, like, this love story that never, like, followed through. Or the bed they end up sharing. Reader's Guide included. What the hell's a Reader's Guide? Okay, now we have some on my Kindle that sometimes when I get back into reading physical books, I forget I have a Kindle. I have to read Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, for the love of God. But I'm not going to do it right now. I want to read that one very, very badly, but not right now. It's also hard to remember which of these are, like, on my actual TBR and which of these I, like, kind of grab during Stuff My Kindle Day, and it's just kind of there for when I need, like, a really quick, smutty romance book. So Done and Dusted. All Downhill with You is the one about the amusement park person, like the grumpy owner's, the son's the owner's grumpy son who is fixing the ride, and the girl is, like, a cast member at Disney, and they're, like, Also, The Discovery Center by Liz Hambleton. That's the one where everyone gets married, but it only lasts 5 years and you can decide if you want to re-up it or not. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. That's like the Shakespeare one where somebody dies. It's giving secret history. Again, I just grabbed so many books. Oh, Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors. I need to read. The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I DNF'd that after 2 pages because I just wasn't in the mood. And then also Never Lie and The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. But Haley Pham just gave Never Lie. Was it? No, Haley Pham. No, it was Destiny Sidwell. So she didn't like it. Which means I probably won't like it. In terms of fantasy, I just downloaded a ton and I need somebody else to like tell me that it's worth it. Curse of Shadows and Thorns looked good by L.J. Andrews. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is read Cold World. I think I just desperately need like a lighthearted romance that's all joy, because as much as the romance in Crescent City gives me life, it also makes me weep. I should have known it's going into Sarah J. Maas. For fuck's sake. Chapter 1, putting in our little bookmark. Look at this bookmark. It says, I am not afraid I was born to do this, Joan of Arc. It's by In the Land of Elsewhere. I don't really know what that is or where that is, but it's sold at the candle shop in Blowing Rock that I love. Other books that are like on my TBR that I don't own is The Ballad of Never After, the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart. I need that. I'll probably get that in the book shopping vlog. And Never by Jessa Hastings. And there's another Eden book coming out tomorrow, I think, so I'll probably grab that too. But anyways, those are all the books on my TBR, and I'm going to start reading this one next. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you tomorrow.